All right, checking in again. This is the meeting, which we actually don't get to see in the Wonderful Adventures of Niles, which has been the story of. It was Osa and Little Mats. Now it's just Osa, and Osa's gone to the Laplanders, where her father is, and the Laplanders are somewhat hesitant, especially the head guy, Ola Circa. Uh, is kind of is because he's afraid that the guy who John Arison, who is the father, he hates children. Like he seems to be frightened of them. Like he kind of leaves whenever they're around, and he's kind of afraid if we don't handle this carefully, he'll just run away when there's news that his daughter is come looking for him. And so he goes up and says that I'm gonna adopt this little girl. He's listened to his son talk about how when there was the Black Plague, that this girl, this southern girl, was left all alone, and this northern Laplander boy was left alone, and they ended up becoming a couple because after she had spent a year with him, like a season basically with him, she's like, I don't want to be shut in anymore in a house with a tent. I want to be out in the mountains and in the beauty of everything. And that's like, that gives Ola the idea of like he goes to John Arison, who is this broken guy, and says like, I think I'm gonna adopt this girl. She and her brother were coming around. The brother unfortunately died, relating the instances of that. But she's like, wow, she's like a really, really good little girl. And he says, oh, it's someone of your own race, like it's a Laplander. It's like, oh no, it's a Swedish girl. And he becomes, John Arison becomes very interested in this, like saying, no, it should go to a Swedish family, shouldn't become adopted by a Laplander, which Sami folk, which, you know, we can take that as it is. But Ola does this, basically prods this, uses this to say, no, I need to go see this girl myself. And it's like, at first he pretends he doesn't know the name. Then as we're walking back, and the guy is like now very activated, John is very activated. It's like, oh, I think her name is Osa. And he just doesn't take it in, and they keep on going. And so when they go from that to the hastens all the faster. I might have been known that he would be alarmed when I threatened to take his daughter into a Lap's quarters, laughed Ola to himself. And then we just jump to the father and the daughter in the boat, getting brought back to civilization, I guess, back in the boat, who sat close together, holding hands as if they would never wanting to part. So they've gone back. The father looked less bent and weary, and his eyes were clear and good, as if at last he'd found the answer to that which had troubled him so long. I wonder if Osa has told him the story of like how this is just an illness, it's not a judgment from God or anything like that, or God allowing bad things. Well, I don't know. Osa, the goose girl, did not glance longingly about, for she had found someone to care for her, and now she could be a child again, which definitely is the whole thing of having to grow up well beforehand, because you just don't have parents. You have to become the parent yourself, and she indeed was the parent to little Mats, which sadly did not make it to get to see her father. So the next chapter is Homeward Bound. I wonder where we are, if Niles is going to be going home. It's been a very kind of loose story of this entire universe of Sweden, which has been quite amazing. Which I've really enjoyed. All right, I will leave it there. More videos later.